Are the Kansas City Chiefs back in business? Getting that amazing victory over the Las Vegas Raiders on Sunday Night Football destroyed them on offense, on defense, and much more that happened on Sunday's Week 10 slate of games this past day. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new episode of Time2Football. My name is Hassan Khan, the host of this channel that we like to call Time2Football. Glad you guys are joining us on this wonderful, wonderful Monday morning as you guys are returning back to your normally scheduled programming, work, weeks, whatever it may be. Maybe you guys work from home. Maybe you make an income from your phone. I sell shakes. OnlyFans. Yeah, hey, whatever your line of work is. We appreciate you guys taking time out of that to join us for the next 30, 45 minutes or so, however long we go. And we're just going to be talking about football, recapping everything that happened this past Sunday. Okay, so, yeah, the Chiefs. The Chiefs were actually very, very impressive. Most of America, which I was actually kind of surprised, was going for the Raiders. But it was actually really close. So yesterday, it was 50.1%. You can't make that up. That was going for the Raiders on Sunday Night Football. That's what they voted through their NBC app or whatever it may be. And then on our weekly picks, the Raiders were favored to win by 51%. So it was actually very close with the slight edge going to the Raiders. But however, the Chiefs, they look dominant. They look like they could get it done. So, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. They look like they're back in business. I don't want to be premature or anything like that, but maybe Patrick Mahomes, maybe it was just a little bit of a hiccup the first half of the season. In the second half, he's going to go back to his Patrick Mahomes way. Getting their talent involved, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and then everybody on defense was on the same page as well. So congrats to them. As well as the Philadelphia Eagles looked good as well. I will give them credit. Their offense was not that bad. Not that bad. Jalen Hurts, I know there was talk about him getting benched. I know not within the Eagles organization, but maybe amongst other people, he's going to lose his starting job. But, Devontae Smith seems like he's on the rise in the past 2 games, has 3 touchdowns. And that is helping Jalen Hurts in his value. And as long as Jalen Hurts continues to win, his job is safe. The legend of Mike White, something else that happened this past Sunday. Maybe it took a little bit of a sharp turn and did not go the way that the Jets had hoped. But, when you're facing one of the best defenses in the NFL, kind of expect that. As well as the Atlanta Falcons. So Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, former head coach of the Falcons, statement victory over the Falcons for sure. Sunday was crazy. Sunday was wild. And then Cam Newton coming back and his first 2 plays with the Carolina Panthers are 2 touchdowns. So gotta love the storylines of the NFL. Gotta love it. Hey, we're going to recap everything else with the NFL, as well as looking forward to Monday Night Football's game between the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. We do this every week. We talk about WinView games. It's just a way to preview the Monday Night Football game, as well as taking a little bit of time at the end of the show that we do this every week, answering any sort of questions that you guys may have. Also, my eye, wow, I just realized that it's really red. It's from the contact. I'm not bloodshot. I'm not, I'm not doing the weed, as Stephen A. Smith would say. It's just from my contact. I didn't properly clean it. So, in case you guys are wondering about that, that's why. You guys are joining us in the chat right now. Adrian, getting right into it, asking about questions regarding fantasy football. Regarding fantasy football. Joseph also saying, love your videos. And you're asking about Robert Woods. And I promise, I'll get to you guys. I will get to you guys. Hey, Mike, you're tuning in right now. So I didn't have a chance to reply, but I saw your post on Instagram. Hassan, you nailed Ramondre Stevenson. I need another gem like that. Mike Williams at flex is killing me. We'll see what happens throughout the week. Mike Williams has, kind of fizzled down after that really hot start. But yeah, Ramondre Stevenson. And it's not, okay, so I guess this is kind of like a ploy to get you guys to sign up next year for the fantasy draft rankings that we do. But in that, what we do is we go to fantasypros.com, which you guys are probably familiar with, I would assume. Fantasypros.com, and go under the tab that says under NFL that says news. Click on that. Throughout the offseason, once OTAs start, I read that every single day, and every single note that is taken on fantasypros.com, I write down in our spreadsheet our draft rankings so that you guys can see the actual rankings that we have, the stat projections, all that. And then there's another tab that has like, oh, Ramondre Stevenson is killing it in OTAs. Ramondre Stevenson is being compared to the LeGarrette Blount that can actually catch the ball. Ramondre Stevenson, Ramondre Stevenson. So I knew Ramondre Stevenson was going to be an eventual breakout superstar for the Patriots. The only thing, gosh, dang, man, my voice, excuse me. Only thing in his way was Damian Harris and the carries that he was going to get. And so once Damian Harris goes down, it's like, oh, immediately. Like if you joined the fantasy football Q&A yesterday, almost every single question that I was asking about Ramondre Stevenson, I was like, yeah, start him. Start him. Start him. Start. Oh, you got Mark Ingram? I don't care. Start Ramondre Stevenson. Well, I mean, Mark Ingram did really well, but you get my point. Oh, you got Hunter Renfrow. You're looking for a flex. Ramondre Stevenson is the best flex spot that you can play. So I don't know what's going to be happening this moving forward with the Patriots. I don't know whether it's going to be Damian Harris, Ramondre Stevenson. It's going to be a timeshare. I don't know. I know that Bill Belichick loves Damian Harris, and I know that the next game is the Thursday night game against the Atlanta Falcons, and it's going to be a short turnaround. But I mean, Damian Harris could get cleared, and you just have to monitor his status. So, Mike, if you have Ramondre Stevenson, he could be playing this next Thursday since it's a short week. Yeah, needless to say, sign up for the draft rankings when we do that next year because we spend a lot of time researching and take note of everything. Like we knew that David Montgomery was going to get so many running back snaps, it's ridiculous how much work he's going to get. We knew that Elijah Moore was eventually going to break out. We knew that Rashad Bateman has been looking good. He's going to break out eventually. Like we know, like we just read up on news. We hear things from like every other beat reporter, and we just write it down all in one spreadsheet for you guys to listen and take note of that. We also called the breakout of Jamar Chase, DeAndre Swift. We had Deebo Samuel ranked higher than Brandon Ayuk. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just trying to sell my product. Anyways, okay. I'm spending way too much time on this. NFL news and notes that we have for today. Not much, and that's actually a really good thing on a Monday because that means that not too many injuries have been occurring. But I think the biggest news is that Chase Young, star defensive end for the Washington football team, is feared to have suffered a torn ACL. He's going to get a test here today to confirm that. But unfortunately for the Washington football team defense, which is already depleted in the secondary at least, lost their star player. And now they had this amazing upset victory against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but can they keep up that momentum? Hey, they got a great victory against the Bucs, but they face another NFC South team, the Carolina Panthers, coming up. Ron Rivera's old team that he used to coach. Cam Newton's going to be starting for that game, so that's going to be amazing to see. Yeah, but that's the next little bit of news I wanted to announce, that Cam Newton will start in Week 11 versus Washington. This is per Mike Florio, not Michael F. Florio. Which one? What's the difference? Who's the fantasy football guy on NFL.com? Not that guy. The other guy. He announced that Cam Newton will start in Week 11 versus Washington. Aaron Jones sprains his MCL. Ooh. So that is tough news for the Green Bay Packers. It could have been worse. It could have been worse. It's just a knee sprain. Now, knee sprains are bad. For instance, this year, earlier, we saw that David Montgomery missed some time. He missed about 4 weeks. Now, Aaron Jones could be in that same timetable. I don't know. Maybe it might be sooner. Maybe it's not that bad of an injury. But Aaron Jones sprains his MCL. Dallas Goedert suffered a concussion this past week against the Denver Broncos. Now, he was on track to have an amazing game. He was being targeted time after time after time by Jalen Hurts, and then it eventually was a terrible hit that he suffered. So unfortunately, Dallas Goedert was out, and now he's going to be in concussion protocol, we would assume. Baker Mayfield suffered a knee contusion in that loss against the New England Patriots. He did not return to that game, but he could have, according to Kevin Stefanski, the head coach. He said that if the score was a little bit closer, Baker Mayfield was going to return, and he was going to compete. But the score was a little bit out of hand, so he didn't want to really risk anything at that point, which makes a lot of sense. So Chase Edmonds is officially on injured reserve. that was news that came out on Saturday, but I didn't have a chance to announce that he is on injured reserve, meaning that minimum he's going to miss the next 3 games. And then the last little bit of news, Ryan Fitzpatrick is expected to miss the remainder of the season. So he had a hip subluxation. I don't know, dude. Uh, but no, there's swelling and the recovery process is taking a little bit longer around his hip area. And he's not even starting rehab yet, according to Ian Rappaport of NFL. And yeah, Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to get shut down more than likely, and it's going to be Taylor Heineke for the remainder of the season. So that is your NFL news and notes for today. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into what we learned. Again, continue to leave your comments. I'm going to acknowledge you guys towards the end. You can kind of see the topic bar of like what we've got planned. So we already covered NFL news right there. Then we're going to get to what we learned. And then we're going to get to our Monday Night Football prediction via WinView. And then we're going to answer viewer questions in that order. So stick with us, and we'll get to you guys. But 10 things. This is what we do every Monday. 10 things that we learned from the past Sunday of NFL football. What can we learn? What did we learn on this wonderful, wonderful Week 10 of Sunday? The Panthers. Takeaway number 1. The Panthers initially should have just kept Cam Newton. I understand the contract aspect of it. I understand get rid of him, and then you got to sign him back, and you're saving a lot of money now. However, at the end of the day, I mean, it went full circle, and he showed like he is a starting quarterback in the NFL in the limited snaps that he had. He's going to be starting this game against Washington, so we'll see how he really performs against his former head coach, who supposedly has a whole game plan planned against Cam Newton and how to shut him down. But still, though, Cam Newton showed that the Carolina Panthers made a big mistake releasing him, getting Teddy Bridgewater, and eventually trading him away, getting Sam Darnold. Eventually, he gets injured, and then getting Cam Newton back. They should have just originally kept him. The next takeaway that we learned, the Chiefs' offense is back. The Chiefs' offense and the Chiefs' defense, they look good. Are they back to being the Kansas City Chiefs? I'm going to go ahead and say yes. This is back to being one of the top 10 teams in the NFL. Now, I mean, in my power rankings, I think I have them ranked at like 14, 15, something like that. So they're going to slowly move up. I don't know if they're going to move in the top 10 just yet. But the Chiefs looked impressive against the Raiders on offense. They were just clicking. 5 touchdowns, 400 yards from Patrick Mahomes. Utilized Travis Kelce, utilized Tyreek Hill. And the Chiefs defense, led by Tyrann Mathieu, looked amazing. Chris Jones on the defensive line was great as well. So the Chiefs, they're back. The next takeaway, Javonte Williams will be a stud in the NFL next season. This season, kind of capped. Melvin Gordon, goal line touchdowns. And I'm not blaming the Broncos at all. I'm not. If both players are looking great, utilize both players. They're doing a great job at that. And it's winning them football games. However, Melvin Gordon's contract is going to come to an end. They're not going to re-sign him because they know what they have in Javonte Williams, a player that they traded up for because they know how valuable he is. And Javonte Williams is going to be a 3-down back for Denver moving forward next season. And he's going to be an amazing player for the Broncos. If you didn't watch the game against the Eagles, there were 2 different touchdowns. 1 or 2, I think it was 2, that were called back because of holding penalties, because of penalties. He would have scored, and his numbers would have looked even better. But whenever he gets the ball, it's hard to believe that he has negative yardage, except that one reception where he got negative yardage. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch it. But, yeah, every time he carries and runs with the ball, it's most times than not, he does not get stuffed up at the line. He's like so good after yards, after contact. Javonte Williams, I freaking love him. He's going to be a stud in the NFL next season. I can go ahead and guarantee you that. The next takeaway, the Seahawks are flirting with disaster, sitting at 3-6. My goodness. I know that Geno Smith had to take over Russell Wilson, the injury. Yeah, that's kind of been your Achilles heel because Geno Smith had to come in and they only won 1 game with Geno Smith. However, sitting at 3-6, let's look at the schedule moving forward. You've got the Rams, the Cardinals, and the Cardinals are the three biggest games that they have. So the Cardinals twice, the Rams. You face them three times, and that could potentially be three losses right there. And if that were three losses, they're sitting at 3-9 now, or they would have 9 losses on the season. Now you have other games mixed in there. They face the NFC North, so they face the Bears, the Lions. They also face the Texans as well. So those are some games. Like even if they win out, but they lose those 3 games against the Rams and the Cardinals twice, that's a 9-loss team. The best you can go is 8-9. Already right there. I mean, you're flirting with disaster. Are you going to make the playoffs or you're not going to make it? So the Seahawks in a very, very tough spot right now. The Packers defense deserves more credit. Okay, so I did not really expect this, to be honest with you. I didn't expect the Packers defense to be so freaking good, but as of late, they've been looking great. I mean, look at the games that they face, or the teams that they face. The Chiefs, the Seahawks, the Cardinals, all three of them. They limited them, the Chiefs to just 13 points, the Seahawks to 0 points, and the Cardinals to just 21 points. Guys, this Packers defense looks legit. And that's why I have them ranked as one of the top 2 teams in the NFL, just because on offense they're great. On defense, they're great as well, but we're not giving them as much credit on defense, and we need to start doing that. So the Packers defense, that's the takeaway. They're a great defense, deserve more credit. Speaking of the Packers, another takeaway involving the Green Bay Packers, the Packers would have been okay letting Aaron Jones walk in free agency. So there was a little bit of talk and a little bit of debate on whether Aaron Jones should come back to the Packers, whether they should just roll with A.J. Dillon. I think A.J. Dillon, the way that he's been performing, not just his rookie season, but taking over for Aaron Jones after he suffered that MCL sprain, proves that you would have been perfectly fine having just Aaron Jones walk in free agency and A.J. Dillon being your starting running back. They eventually re-signed him to a 4-year, $48 million contract. Good player, Aaron Jones, and he's been looking good. I'm not saying that he deserves to lose the starting job at all. No, that's not what I'm saying. But if you had A.J. Dillon being the 3-down back, carrying all the load and just bulldozing his way into the end zone like he's been doing this whole entire time, in that one Sunday night game in the snow against the Tennessee Titans, I think it was the week of Thanksgiving, he looked great. Maybe it was the week of Christmas. I don't know. But yeah, that's A.J. Dillon is going to be a stud if Aaron Jones were to miss some time. Ryan Tannehill is adapting really well. And I'm actually very surprised by this. I thought Ryan Tannehill would take a significant step back with Derrick Henry getting hurt. And compared to when Derrick Henry was in and when Ryan Tannehill was playing with him, you could look at the numbers and say, yeah, necessarily, like as a passer, sure, like Ryan Tannehill has taken a step back because it just hasn't opened things up. But, I mean, he's been holding up on his own, and he's been looking great. With the injuries to Derrick Henry, with the injuries to Julio Jones, Ryan Tannehill is leading this Tennessee offense. We all know how great that defense is, and now this offense, suffering an injury with Derrick Henry, Tannehill can be good enough until Henry were to get better, supposedly, by the playoffs. So Tannehill, looking really good. The next takeaway, the Patriots are better than we think. Just like the Packers defense, when we talked about how they deserve more credit, the Patriots deserve more credit. I think it's just in people's minds. They just go like, oh, who's the quarterback of that team? Oh, it's Mac Jones. Oh, yeah, the Patriots must suck. Just because Mac Jones isn't one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL, you think the Patriots suck? No, their defense is great. Their run game is great. They have been doing amazing since their whole, I think it was 1-3 that they started, and they've just been winning game after game after game, and they suffered one loss in the past 5-6 games or something like that. It was against the Dallas Cowboys. It was an overtime, so that was a close one as well. Bill Belichick is doing an amazing job coaching this team and using the players. And this is the thing with the Patriots. They may not have the best players on that team, but what they do is they look at the positives and the assets and the attributes of every single player that they have, and they say, listen, you're good at that. We're going to continue to keep on doing that. And they take advantage of that, and they win games that well. So Patriots, that's how they win games. They're amazing. They deserve way more credits. 2 more takeaways. DeAndre Swift is a 3-down back. 30 carries, 133 yards. All right. And it took some time for people to realize this because Jamal Williams, I remember in preseason, I said that DeAndre Swift in fantasy football would be he was our running back 6. And people were like, man, that's just ridiculous. Why would you even do that? I would rather draft someone like Travis Etienne. I would rather draft Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams, we're undermining him. I don't think DeAndre Swift is going to be that much of an asset. Like, the Lions suck. Guys, Swift, when you see talent, you know that talent trumps everything. And DeAndre Swift was talented. We showed it. He showed it in his rookie season. And it took Jamal Williams getting hurt for DeAndre Swift to finally prove that he is worthy of being a 3-down back. And even before that, when Jamal Williams was in, Swift was killing it. So DeAndre Swift is a 3-down back. Jamal Williams, cool. He has his nice role. That's awesome. But you got to look at what DeAndre Swift does per touch. Even if he gets 14 touches a game and that's it, he still exceeds. It still does really well. So DeAndre Swift, 3-down back. And the last takeaway, the bye week was crucial for Washington. Very, very important. Oh, man, I'm getting a call from Raheel right now. He actually is in charge of engineered sleep. Should I bring him on? I'm going to go ahead and bring him on. One sec. What's up, my dude?
What's up, homie? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. Hey, I am actually live right now.
For real?
I am live, and I shouldn't have answered this phone call, I guess, because you're live on air right now.
That's amazing. Well, thanks for all the help on picks lately. I've been rocking it, man. I'm in a head-to-head league, and I've been kicking butt against this data scientist, and I beat him 8 out of 10 games we've played, which is fantastic. So thank you.
Oh, dude, of course, man. I'm always here to help. I'm gonna let you go, but I will give you a call back next 20 minutes or so.
I called you to tell you that we ramped up our Black Friday sale, so their savings are up to $700, and our site is ready to go. So if you want to address that during readouts and whatnot, just let me know.
Hey, I got you, man. I got you. Engineer
Appreciate
sleep.
it.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'll touch base with you after.
All right, bro. See ya.
All right, see ya. So that guy, he's in charge of engineer sleep. He's one of our sponsors. So this is actually kind of a shout out. He's one of our sponsors on Engineered Sleep. We talk about the mattress company. You just heard about it. Black Friday sale coming up. So, yeah, tune into that. And the last takeaway, the bye week was crucial for Washington. So this is what I mean by this. They beat the Buccaneers. They studied really well during that bye week, more than the Bucs apparently, because they had a bye week as well. But Washington looked good on defense. It seems like they're getting a little bit better. In the secondary, still has some a little bit of hiccups, giving up that long 40-yard touchdown catch to Mike Evans. But still, they'd been looking good, and that bye week was extremely crucial for the Washington football team. Now, for you guys that had those concerns about Antonio Gibson, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We'll do it together. 1, 2, 3. ASMR. Don't be concerned about Antonio Gibson. Against the best run defense in the NFL, Antonio Gibson had 2 touchdowns. This is why I was saying Antonio Gibson is a buy low candidate. I didn't expect it this early. I thought that I benched Antonio Gibson, honestly, in favor of J.D. McKissic. Because I thought it was going to be more back and forth. They had to use J.D. McKissic more. So I didn't expect that for Antonio Gibson. And maybe next week against Carolina, they're going to be bad on the run. Panthers' defense is pretty good. But I'm telling you, weeks 12 through 17, Antonio Gibson, the schedule gets a little bit lighter. And that's when he's going to shine. So Washington, their bye week was extremely crucial, and that is 10 takeaways. I don't know why I held up the number 2, but that is 10 takeaways that we can learn from this past Sunday of NFL games. All right. We are going a little long, but I still have to talk about WinView games. Ladies and gentlemen, we talk about this every single week. We preview the Monday Night Football game via WinView games. Now, what it is, it's an app where you can click that link, winview.tv/T2F in the description down below, sign up, start playing, and you just make props on different questions that they ask you pregame and during the game as well. So, for instance, pregame, you could be like, do you think that there's going to be 2 or more interceptions in this game? And you put down a certain amount of points depending on how confident you are. And if you get that question right, whether you say yes or no, you earn points and you can win some serious cash. Now, during the game as well, you could be like, hey, is Jimmy Garoppolo going to score a passing touchdown in this drive? And you could play against your friends, your family. It's lots of fun. So play it live, play it before the game starts. But sign up, winview.tv/T2F, and start playing. Now, what we do is we ask you prop questions, 10 questions that are available on the WinView app that previews the Monday Night Football game. What do you think is going to happen in this game? So let's go ahead and show you that real quick. Whoops. Let me go ahead and give me one moment while I go ahead and pull that up. Oh, we're live, brother. We're live. Anything can happen here live. We've got these questions here. You saw that we got a phone call live as well. Oh, what the heck? All right, let's go ahead and show this, and if it's a little bit messed up, whatever. All right, there will be at least 2 interceptions in this game. Will that happen or no? Well, if we look at the polls that we took on Instagram, 74% are saying yes, that will happen. 26% are saying no, it's not going to happen. You know, I'm going to go down the route of saying yes, it is. And I think a lot of people are undermining the 49ers defense and thinking that, oh, it's just going to be Jimmy Garoppolo that throws 2 interceptions. It might help. He might throw 1, but I think Stafford might actually be in the window of throwing 1 as well. So, and that's just because of the last couple of games. Matthew Stafford, his turnover is okay. I mean, he's still one of the best in the NFL, but still. Each team makes 2 field goals. Is that going to happen or no? Well, if we look at the polls, 58% say yes, it is, and 42% say no, it's not going to happen. I'm going to go with yes. Like, each team makes, you got Matt Gay, you got, Robbie Gold might be the only one that I'm not confident in, but in Matt Gay, I'm 100% confident in. Robbie Gold, it might be a little bit tough, but just because I'm so confident in Matt Gay, I'm going to go with yes, it's going to happen. Aaron Donald and Nick Bosa combined for 3 or more sacks in this game. I think 72% are saying yes, while 28% are saying no. Now, here's the thing. Arguably the defensive player of the year, now that TJ Watt is out, you got Trayvon Diggs as well. But I'm just saying, Aaron Donald's always a candidate. He could get 3 sacks himself. He could get 2 sacks. Nick Bosa could get some sacks as well. However, I think each team is going to make an effort to try to stop their top defensive player. So I'm going to go ahead and say no. I'm going to lean in with the not-so-favorite 28% that say no. George Kittle and Darrell Henderson each score a touchdown on their own. 64% say yes, it is going to happen. 36% say no, it's not. I'm more confident in Darrell Henderson because it's easier for a running back to score a touchdown, while George Kittle will more than likely. I mean, it's hard. It's really difficult for any receiver to say they're going to score a touchdown now. To take a prop on that, it's pretty difficult. So I'm going to go ahead and say no. Brandon Ayuk has more catches than Odell Beckham. Is that going to happen? 58% say yes, 42% say no. I think people are jumping on the Brandon Ayuk train a little bit too much after just 1 game. I like him. I like him a lot. But I'm going to say yes just because it's Odell's first game. I understand Robert Woods is out. But still, I'm going to say yes. 49ers have more sacks than the Rams. Is that going to happen or no? 35% say yes, 65% say no. Listen, I'm going to go ahead and say no as well. And the biggest factor in this is that last week, Mike McGlinchey, their first round from a few years back, he got hurt and he's out for the year. So that's going to be a big blow for the 49ers, and the Rams could get more sacks. The Rams rushed for more yards than the 49ers. Is it going to happen? Is it going to be Darrell Henderson? Is it going to be Elijah Mitchell? 62% say yes, the Rams are, and 38% say no. I'm going to lean in towards yes, that it is going to be the Darrell Henderson show. He leads, he's going to lead the day with the rushing numbers instead of Elijah Mitchell. There will be a 35-yard reception or more, longer than that. Will that happen or no? 92% say yes, 8% say no. I'm going to go with yes. Listen, it could be Cooper Kupp. It could be Odell. It could be Van Jefferson. I'm going to lean in towards the Rams side more so than the 49ers side because the 49ers secondary has been not so great, not living up to expectations. Whereas the 49ers, maybe Deebo Samuel gets like a little dump off and he can turn up the Jets, get the yards after the catch like he always does. But I'm going to lean in on the Rams. I think they're more confident. But all in all, 92%, I'm favoring you guys. Yes, that's going to happen. Jimmy Garoppolo and Matthew Stafford both combined for 20, or both complete each of them complete 21 or more passes. 68% say yes, 32% say no. Here's the thing. I'm going to say no, and I think it's because Jimmy Garoppolo is going to ruin that. Matthew Stafford, I'm confident in. They're going to pass the ball a lot. But Jimmy Garoppolo, if you look at the past few games that he had against the Rams, or even the games this season, I think there's only been 3 games this year where Jimmy Garoppolo has passed for over 21 passes. So I yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. Or completed 21 passes, I should say. And lastly, the 49ers win this game. Will that happen or no? Well, if we look at the polls, 67% say no, it's not going to happen. 33% say yes, are going with the upset. I'm going to go with the Rams to win this game. And they're going to win by 2 possessions or more is my prediction. So that is the WinView app. WinView.tv/C2F. Again, click that link in the description. Sign up, start playing, and it's fun. It's fun. You just make props on whatever questions you're confident on and win some serious cash. All right, now I have been going a little bit long, so I don't know how many of you guys I can get around to, but I'm going to try my best. So I'm going to go like rapid fire, try to get to you guys. Okay, what do we got? What do we got here? Let me actually pull up my computer because it's easier to read there. All right. Adrian, should I trade Kareem Hunt? Hey, good morning to you as well. Good morning to you as well. No, I'd keep Kareem Hunt. You need a solid running back. Like right now, you're fighting for a playoff spot, and if you don't win this week or next week, then you're out of it. Sure, I would, but nah. I mean, Kareem Hunt during the playoffs, especially, his schedule is looking good, so I'd keep Kareem Hunt. Daniel, did I win this trade? Chris Carson, Alex Collins, and Knox for Waller. Yes, you did. Alex Collins is not going to be that much of a factor. Like he's a good flex RB3 moving forward. Chris Carson has his injuries, so I think it's going to be a timeshare. And so you pretty much just got rid of a timeshare running back committee for a running back committee you want nothing to do with, and it's pretty much just Knox for Waller. So yeah, Waller. Joseph, you're saying I love your videos. I lost Robert Woods for the rest of the season. RIP. I'm sorry about that. But do I have a decent wide receivers? Who should I try to go after? But I do have decent wide receivers. Who should I try to go after? Well, if you have decent wide receivers, then you shouldn't go after a wide receiver. It would blink. Is Cam Newton worth adding? You also asked that. I mean, if I knew your wide receivers, I could give you a little bit more suggestion on that. But is Cam Newton worth adding? Yes. Not a start, but adding, yeah. Jeff Fields just dropped my daily like. Appreciate it, man. Keep up the great work. You'll be at 21K before long. Appreciate it, dude. Appreciate it. Miguel, buenos dias. Buenos dias from Puerto Rico. I'm just going top to bottom, by the way. Damian Rivera. Dude, thank you for recommending me Stevenson. Help me win this week. No, thank you for starting him. Thank you for taking the advice. I know that sometimes I'm wrong in a lot of things, but yeah, Stevenson during the offseason was one of those things. Like I said in the beginning of the show, like I knew that he was going to be a factor in New England, and then when I saw the opportunity to come up with Stevenson that I could start him, I was like, dude, yeah, like why not go after Ramondre Stevenson? Let's start him in the flex. So happy I started him over Laviska Shenault. Golly, it's looking bad for Laviska. Thoughts on Hawkinson? Clearly a very low floor with Goff. This is by Eric. Yeah. It's not looking pretty for TJ Hawkinson. The talent is there, man. The talent is there, but I'm in the boat of I know the talent is there, and I know how bad the tight end position is, and that I'm okay with starting TJ Hawkinson. Look, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna start TJ Hawkinson every week, or am I gonna start Tyler Conklin after his 2 touchdown game? Hey, am I gonna start TJ Hawkinson, or am I gonna start CJ Uzama? You know what I'm saying? Like the tight end position is just so bad that TJ Hawkinson might just be your only bet. So like I have TJ Hawkinson in one of my leagues, and I have Frymuth on the bench as well. So unless Frymuth just like every single week is like a fantasy football star, I'm going to start playing Frymuth over TJ Hawkinson. Until then, it's Hawkinson. Should AJ Brown owners panic? This is by ISO. Nah. Don't panic. Don't panic. AJ Brown is AJ Brown. He's freaking legit. I know that they're going to take the top wideout out. Their top corner is going to take him out every single week because Julio Jones is not there to take some attention away. But yeah, no, I'd go with don't panic on AJ Brown. Anthony Cruz, Ramondre Stevenson, you mofo-ing beast. You helped me destroy my opponent. No, you are the one that destroyed your opponents. I was just a guy in the back. You are the one that picked him up, that started him. So congratulations. You're the man. You're the man for starting Ramondre Stevenson. Justin White, should I trade away Mike Evans and Swift for Justin Jefferson, Kittle, and CEH? Ooh, stop right there. CEH. Yeah. Did you see Darrell Williams last night? Looked great. But hey, I'll finish. My roster has Dalvin Cook, Najee Harris, Hollywood Brown, D Hop, Goddard, Ayuk, Commander Sanders, Brandon Cooks. I wouldn't do it, dude. I wouldn't do it. Swift in himself is a top 5 running back. And you're trading that away for CEH, who's not going to be the rest of the way. I'm not even going to put CEH in my top 20. I'm not. It's going to be Darrell Williams, CEH, like mixing in the committee. I wouldn't do it. Rob, aloha. Thank you. Mahomes, JT, Justin Jefferson, all killed for me. Dude, sounds good. Sounds like a lot of people had some pretty good fantasy weeks. In one league, you have Aaron Jones in one league, and then AJ Dillon as a handcuff. Another league drafted AJ Dillon without Aaron Jones. I guess it all worked out. Hey, congrats, dude. Congrats, it worked out. Yeah, AJ Dillon's legit. Hey, Khan, appreciate it, dude. Appreciate you know my last name. Now the A and the H are switched, Rob. But thoughts on my RBs: Najee, Jonathan Taylor, Hines, Zeke, Pollard, Mark Ingram. I almost said Melvin Ingram, and AJ Dillon. Should I move the last 2 and trade or just keep? AJ Dillon is a keep. AJ Dillon's a keep. Now Mark Ingram is a keep? Question mark. Like if you're an Alvin Kamara owner, then you got to keep Mark Ingram. But you hate when the bottom of your foot itches, and you just like no matter how many times you scratch it, you can't get to it. Also, like the roof of your mouth, it's like your ear that itches, but you're like making clicking sounds to try to scratch it with your tongue. I don't know. That's what's happening right now. Anyways, should I move the last 2? Mark Ingram, sure. Like after his big week, yeah. Like if someone was like, oh, Mark Ingram is pretty good, yeah. And then they don't realize that, oh, it's because Alvin Kamara was out. Yeah, sure. But AJ Dillon would be a keep. Should I trade Swift for Patterson and AB? Nah, I'd keep Swift in general, dude. Keep Swift in general. I think Patterson got hurt. IDK, they are not saying right now. I didn't hear anything about that. Maybe he did, but if he did, he's fine. What do you think Debo's ceiling is tonight? This is from Marvin. Oh gosh, with his ceiling is infinite. Now the question is, how is his No, okay, I'll say this about Debo. Very low floor. Not very low. Very high floor because he's the top 4 wide receiver in fantasy football. His ceiling, though, is capped with Ayuk and Kittle there now. I know it's just one game. We're not overreacting, but I mean, it's hard to believe that Debo isn't going to take a hit in production. Will Debo outscore OBJ by 10 points? Is what Ryan is asking. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. PPR, yes, for sure. Uh, Titans are doubted every week by Mike. They're my home team, so gritty. Yeah, they're pretty good. Grand Rising aftershock value. Uh, you guys are also leaving in comments. Lost my spot. I hate when it refreshes like that. Mike also said Swift is a top 5 draft pick next year, in my opinion. Yeah. Well, I don't know about top 5, but like he should have been a first rounder. I had him in my first round draft board. Now I didn't draft him in the first round. Um, he was like more of a end of the second round, just because people were drafting him. Like if I have someone ranked in the top 6 in the first round, and then ESPN has him like ranked in the third round, I kind of meet in the middle, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to draft him in the second round. So that's what I did. But yes, like he's going to be a first rounder for sure. Like Swift is so freaking good. Uh, I lost Aaron Jones, but I have Swift and James Robinson. Oh, you're fine, Jordan. You're fine. Kareem Hunt for Keenan Allen, Adrian Cosgrove. No, I'd keep Kareem Hunt. Unless you're desperate at wide receiver, sure, but and you need a win like right now. If you can win, if you're gonna make the playoffs, keep Kareem Hunt. I wouldn't do anything drastic. You've also got breaking news actually. Pro Football Chase. It's an Instagram account that I follow on Instagram. Buccaneers defensive tackle Vito Vea suffered an MCL sprain and a bone bruise during Sunday's game versus Washington. He is expected to miss some time. Big blow for that defense. So now that run defense gets a little bit more opened up. That running backs can find some room against Tampa Bay. So we'll see. Gabriel Guten Tag. Oh, from Austria. Dude, thanks for tuning in. Do you think Gallman is now the RB1 on the Falcons with Patterson banged up and Mike Davis on an absolute non-factor? Nah. Now, Gallman is a local boy. Actually grew up 15 minutes away from me. Went to Grayson High School. Watched him play. Pretty good guy. Pretty good player in high school. Now I don't think is going to be the RB1. I would take it easy on there. I think Mike Davis would just continue to be like getting all the volume if Patterson is banged up for the long run. Mike, Dalton Schultz looks like he's fading. Should I replace him for Dan Arnold? He's available in my league. Yes. Dalton Schultz for the last 2 weeks has been like a bust of the week for me. That's because of the return of Michael Gallup, and then also like the matchups that he's had. But yeah, I would do that. Joseph, I have Adrian Brown, Marquise Brown, Emmanuel Sanders. Who should I go after in free agents or trade? Okay, gotcha. So you have Brown, Marquise Brown, Emmanuel Sanders, and you're looking for more wide receiver depth. Go after free agency or trade. I haven't made the ads and drops list just yet, but if Van Jefferson, if Elijah Moore is available, if Rashad Bateman is available as well, those are 3 free agents you may want to pick up. Now, in trades, someone that has like you could buy low right now, maybe AJ Brown, maybe Jamar Chase, maybe Mike Williams. I think eventually he's going to turn it around. Those are some players like at the wide receiver position you may want to buy low. Greetings to UF World from Antoine. Love the show. Keep it up. Thumbs up. Thanks. Wale, like the rapper. Is CMC now the number 1 RB this year? No, it's gonna be Jonathan Taylor for sure. Like, and it's all volume. It's all volume and it's all game plan. Like, you probably didn't watch that Carolina Panthers game, Arizona Cardinals game, because it was kind of lopsided score. But if you were watching that, um, I watched a lot of it, and it was Amir Abdullah, Chuba Hubbard working in. Like, actually, as a matter of fact, CMC was ruled out. He could have scored a touchdown, but he was ruled out of bounds, and the touchdown actually went to Chuba Hubbard. So because of that, like they're working at 3 other backs, I'm going to go ahead and say that no, Jonathan Taylor, like he's going to be the RB1 rest of the way moving forward. And I actually regret that I drafted Antonio Gibson over Jonathan Taylor. If I did, I would be undefeated, but it happens. It happens. I think Antonio Gibson's going to come back, though. He's coming around. But still, though. Gallup has my wide receiver 3 PPR rest of the season, good or bad. I got JJ and Keenan Allen. In like a 12-team league, yeah. Like that's decent. Now, if it's like a 10-team or lower, you could find a little bit more depth. Like you could find other wide receivers that you could replace with. Now, that's only if your running backs aren't so heavy. Now, I'm in a 10-team league, and my running backs are heavy. Like, I have Najee Harris. I have, oh gosh, I forgot who I have in that league. It shows how much I pay attention to that league. Josh Jacobs. I feel like I have another running back. I had Leonard Fournette, and then I traded him away. Uh, golly, I forgot who my other running back. But I'm good at running back. Is pretty much what I'm saying. So like that's my strength, and my only wide receivers are like AJ Brown and Jamar Chase, and then after that it's whatever. But now if you're kind of wide receiver heavy in a 10-team league, and you don't have that many good running backs, and you got to rely on Michael Gallup to be in your flex spot every week, okay, that's I wouldn't really rely on that. Uh, ISO, best trade target, full PPR. I have not had a chance to work in my trade targets just yet. I will do that tomorrow. We'll come out with a trade targets video tomorrow. Usually Tuesday at 7 p.m. is when it comes out. So be on the lookout for that. Or you can join us on the live show every morning, and then you get a few hours early. Good morning. Will Darrell Henderson score 13 fantasy points tonight? Thanks. This is from Alex. This will be the last question as well. I'm going pretty long. So I'm going to cut it off right there. Good morning. Will Darrell Henderson score 13 points? Is this PPR? I think in PPR, yes. You know, this is actually a thing about Darrell Henderson. If you saw his past 4 games, it's like 20 points, 7 points, 20 points, 7 points. Could this be another 20-point game? He's due for one. Gary Santos. Okay, one more. Okay. Did they say how long Aaron Jones will be out yet? No, not yet. I'm still waiting on that. We're going to get more clarity on it here today. As they go over their like MRIs and stuff like that. Hey, this is going to be the end of this episode of Time to Football. Appreciate you guys joining us and leaving your comments and your questions and everything like that. So make sure you guys subscribe to this channel if you aren't already subscribed, and go ahead and hit that like button. We'll be joining you tomorrow for some fantasy football because it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. My foot itches.